Kyle Dubas continues to push chips towards the middle of the table as the Leafs add 2 more players ahead of the trade deadline. Hey everyone, Rob Wong joined alongside by Toronto Sun Maple Leafs beat writer Terry Koshan. And Terry, the Maple Leafs making another move to acquire a pair of players. This time it's with Chicago. They get defenseman Jake McCabe and forward Sam Lafferty in exchange for a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a pair of prospects. Let's start with Lafferty. Where do you see him slotting into Sheldon Keefe's lineup?
Well, bottom 6, energy, a bit of physicality, a bit of scoring touch, Rob. This is what Kyle Dubas wanted, this type of player in the bottom 6. He got one 2 weeks ago with Noel Acciari, and he gets another one now in Sam Lafferty. Lafferty is also versatile. He can play all 3 positions with ease. So that's where I see him slotting in. How that actually happens line-wise, we'll have to see what Sheldon Keefe decides to do. But Lafferty's another good addition to the bottom 6, not only because of what he does in the forecheck and that sort of thing, but also his ability to put the puck in the net every so often.
McCabe, of course, the headliner of this deal, had been rumored to maybe go to the Maple Leafs for quite a few weeks now. Terry, does he immediately slot into the top 4 in this blue line, or do you see him more on the third?
Well, I don't see how he doesn't slide into the top 4. He's playing nearly 20 minutes a night in Chicago. As you know, Kyle Dubas said to us yesterday, Rob, they got a good look at Jake McCabe playing against top opponents with Seth Jones, as a partner with the Blackhawks. So again, how that slots in specifically, we'll have to wait and see what Keefe and defense coach Dean Chenook do. But he's a top 4 guy, and really a coup for the Leafs. I think a lot of us thought going into this final week, Rob, that they were looking at more of a depth player, perhaps a 5, 6, 7 of that ilk. McCabe is not that. There's a lot of good things here for the Leafs. The player that he is, he replaces someone what Jake Muzzin would have brought to the lineup had he been healthy. He has term. Leafs, are only going to pay 50% of the salary through the end of it. So a lot of really good things to like him with Jake McCabe. He's 29 years old. He's not overly old by any stretch of imagination. But, he's a top 4, barring anything unforeseen here.
So as you mentioned, maybe there are some depth moves remaining for Kyle Dubas. Still a few days left until the trade deadline. Do you expect any more housekeeping moves to be made before Friday at 3 p.m.?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Dubas alluded to that yesterday. And if that happens, it depends how much they really like their depth now up front. I mean, they have, players like Alex Kerfoot and Pierre Engvall playing on expiring contracts, and we'll see what happens with those guys. I would think that they'll keep them, Rob. On the blue line, it's Justin Hall playing. He's going to be UFA this summer. Maybe he gets moved just to clear up some money. I thought it was interesting, Dubas acknowledging that, he didn't think he would be done here. But the fact of the matter is the 2 big trades are done. He made the big one 2 weeks ago with St. Louis to get Ryan O'Reilly and Noel Acciari. He makes the other one now to get Jake McCabe, the defenseman they wanted, and Sam Lafferty. But, I like your word, housekeeping. That could happen in the next 72 hours. But on the other hand, if it doesn't, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised either. There might be some financial things I have to do with, Matt Murray expected to come off LTI this week, Sam. And, but Dubas did say that they would get, through the next 2 games against Calgary and Edmonton before they decide if they're going to do anything else.
Well, it's been a busy last couple of weeks here for Kyle Dubas. We'll see if he has anything left up his sleeve. As always, you can find Terry's Maple Leafs coverage at the Toronto Sun or on Twitter at Coach Toronto Sun.